Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. My channel is Eve 44.4. And as we get started, do be sure to look below in the description if you're interested in my Instagram, where I do different posts, usually weekly, than what I do on YouTube. And my website information is below as well. It gives you information on the sessions I offer, the last lecture that I did, bringing in 2022, and I will also post up there soon, over the next couple of weeks, my upcoming astrology class for beginners. So do check that out. In this video, I'm going to do things a little bit differently than I've done before. I always do start out with the first approximately 8 to 10, maybe even sometimes 15 minutes of astrology, and then I dive in to the different piles. Now, the last 2 months I did it for each one of the signs. I spent maybe 2 or 3 minutes a sign. This time I'm decided to do it for the elements. Therefore, if you want to skip the astrology part, feel free to jump to the timestamps below, where you can choose one of the piles, or you can choose 2 or all 3 of them. I am doing it by element. And the question is, what is the focus through each element, and how the elements could be helping one another through this full moon in Cancer energy. So as we get started then, pile number 1 is the element of water. And you can even look at it through the water signs. That would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The second one is the element of fire, which is Aries, Leo, Sag. The third is the element of earth, which is Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And the fourth pile is air, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It's up to you how you want to pick your pile. You can sense into it, and I invite you to do that. Ask which element is guiding me right now in my life, or elements. For many of you, though, I know you like to look through all 4 piles, so feel free to do that. However, this time I'm sensing that the messages could be significantly different, with some crossover or bleed over. So keep that in mind as you are looking into the piles. Now let's look at the astrology. We have 3 big events occurring this entire week here, from January 17th through the 23rd. We have a lot of shifting of planetary energies, especially as we start this week off. Now, for those of you that happen upon this video at a different time this year or another year, please do know there might be a message here. Maybe it's not in the astrology, maybe it is, but maybe it's in one of the piles there. I always focus on bringing in messages that are meant to reach you at the right time for you, regardless of when I do actually record this. So keep that in mind. We're headed right now, as I'm doing this, into the full moon in Cancer. It's one of the most significant full moons of the year, because the moon is our intuitive body, it's our emotional body, it's the divine feminine energy, it's how we nurture, take care of one another. It's where we find our comfort zones and where we really access our inner joy, and where we are driven through what really matters to us. So the moon, we could look at it as our desire body, our emotional desire body. And remember, the moon in the sign of Cancer then is its natural placement. So whenever the moon is in Cancer, it's going to be not only comfortable there, but we're going to feel the energy as more accessible to us. We're going to be able to tap into it, and it's going to be more fluid, because the moon energy is ruled by water, because the moon rules the tides of the earth. And any sign that it's in where there's a natural fluidity, it's going to feel better there. So whenever we have a full moon or new moon in Cancer, and Pisces too, there's going to be a natural fluidity that we can access. We're going to feel that full moon perhaps as more effortless, or it's going to bring things in for us that during other moons we could feel very differently with. In other words, when the moon is in a sign where it feels very at home in or comfortable, the access to our emotional, spiritual body is greater. The other two signs that the moon does very well in is Taurus and Sagittarius. Because think of it this way, all of the bodies of water work very well when they have a container. And the earth itself is a container. It guides the oceans, it guides the rivers. When the moon is in Taurus, then we have our emotional body being grounded with the earth. And that's why when the moon is in Taurus, it is called an exalted moon. It's a moon that's on its throne. It's in its highest vibrational form. So be aware to look for those new moons and full moons when they come in. And then lastly, when the moon is in Sagittarius, it allows us to expand and grow through our emotional body. It's an expansive moon, and that's why it also has a tendency to feel better when we are going through it. And as I bring in these sign languages, do know that any of you watching, if you do have your moon signs in Sag, Pisces, Taurus, or Cancer, pay particular attention then throughout the year to the new moons in these signs and the full moons, because I find that they will help you. You will have greater access to the energies that they provide. The full moons and the new moons are events in our lives that bring energy to us, and they allow us to reflect upon things, to dive deeper into things, to create new beginnings, and to do a lot of release work. And this entire year of 2022, all of the new moons and the full moons, which means the solar and the lunar eclipses as well, are very significant windows of time. And of course, we get 2 of them a month. Except for this month of January, we almost have a black moon. We have the new moon in the evening of January 31st here on the Pacific coast, Pacific Standard Time. If you're on Eastern Standard Time, I believe, and Europe, it will be occurring on February 1st. So this is an interesting one. I don't know whether I'm going to call it a black moon or not. It depends where you're living. A black moon is 2 new moons within the same month or within the same sign. Now, the other 2 major events happening is the planet Uranus in the sign of Taurus, so we've got more of that earth energy coming through, is going direct here on the 18th of January, while the nodes of the moon are leaving Gemini and Sag and entering Taurus and Scorpio on the 18th as well. Therefore, the focus by element is earth and water. We're focusing on our emotional bodies here, on what we consider our home, our family, our soul family, and we're focusing on our financial stability and our career pathways, because that's what the earth energy is bringing in. Now, around all of this, we have Pluto very intimately involved in this full moon, because here on January 16th, the Sun conjuncted Pluto, both in the sign of Capricorn. Therefore, Pluto is our guiding light here. It is guiding us through deep transformation of cycles in our life, or many lifetimes, that are now coming to a completion. This transformation is necessary in order to move forward. And the moon in Cancer then is our guiding light, because it's showing us that we must do this through our emotional as well as our spiritual body, while balancing it out with our reality. Meaning, our reality is, well, what is it feasible? What can we do, both financially and physically? The importance then is to take concrete steps towards the realization of our dreams and do it through self-authentication. So when we have that blending of Capricorn, Taurus, and Cancer, again, the moon is the guiding light. It's telling us we need to access this Plutonian energy of transformation and do it deeper and really be able to access it. We can only do it through our emotional and also our spiritual bodies, which brings in our intuitive bodies as well, because our intuitive bodies lives in the heart space, so it's connected to our emotional body and our spiritual body. And because we're having this with the earth container of the signs of Capricorn and Taurus, we need to do it with planning and foresight. We need to create a plan, and we need to do it step by step. Set goals, get organized, have a schedule, and take on one thing at a time. Ask yourself, okay, this is what I really want. This is how I really feel. These are my dreams. This is what I really, truly want to create in my life because this is my happiness. But what is my reality? And how can I build a line or a bridge from what my present reality is to what it is I want to create for my greatest and highest good and happiness? And that's where we come in with the concrete steps. But we have to do it from the framework of looking at what is our reality and being very deeply in the present now and accepting of what we're facing right here and right now, and then building upon that and looking at what steps we need to take in terms of changing things that are going to positively impact our current reality and move us forward in the direction we want to go. So the message here is about forward movement, that we are in a time of action. The earth blended with the water, because it's Plutonian energy here, which is about significant, powerful, profound transformation, we have got to take action because Pluto is about change. And so you have this choice facing you then. Do you want to be the leader of your change, or do you want change to lead you? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And going through all of 22, and especially the next couple months while we're still in this Capricorn window, we might end up having both happen to us, where we're taking that leadership role on what changes we can make on our own to direct us in the direction we want to go, and what also is happening that we don't have any control over. So one of the things we face with strong Taurus and Capricorn energy is the issue of control. And so it's you recognizing in your life what you actually have control over and what you don't. And don't try to control things that are not in your control. Instead, practice surrender. Because we're dealing with water energy here too. And think about water. Water flows wherever the earth guides it. Water is about staying fluid and flowing. Water does not like to stagnate. Therefore, you've got to look at your life and decide where there's positive control, which means positive actions you can take, and where you need to let go and surrender and be more fluid and be more flexible. So these are all the qualities that we're going to want to be working with over at least the next 2 weeks to month, and until the last planet in Capricorn completes the journey, which is the beginning of March. So we've got another good 5.5, 6 weeks where we are working with this energy. So now let's look into the messages from the elements here. We're going to focus on what it is each element is guiding us to at this time. So let's look at the element of water first. Let me move these all out of the way. There we go. So the element of water It is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. However, it doesn't matter because we're talking about the element of water. And water is our emotional body. And so the messages in pile 1 are probably going to be geared towards our emotional body. So the first message we have is the void. It's the dark moon. It's number 1. The guidance here is new beginnings are coming into our life around this full moon energy. But in order to create these new beginnings or allow these new beginnings to come in as effortlessly as possible, we are facing the dark moon. And the dark moon can be us needing to relax because she's sleeping there. She's taking rest time. The void is about knowing when you need to rest and when you need to take action. There's a lot of messages inherent in that card. It's about sleeping, resting, rejuvenating, recovering. It's also about dreaming. And the message I'm getting is really pay attention to your dreams at this time. Spend more time meditating as well, that you will be accessing your soul's information and guidance. And the messages that you seek at this time will be coming through your meditations, through the time you spend doing spiritual things. That includes breath work, yoga, journaling. And the messages will also be coming to you through your dreams. So the void is showing you great mystery. The void is where everything lives before it starts growing. It's the seed of everything. So look at the void as where we plant our seeds before the new is going to come in. Now we're being given a timing message on this as well, because the void is that 24 to 36 hour window before the new moon. And we know that the next new moon starts on the late evening of January 31st, going into the morning of February 1st. So that will mean that January 30th, going into January 31st, we are in the dark moon. And that could be a beautiful window of time for you to do a lot of release work here. Write your journal, write your paper that you want to burn, on everything you want to let go of. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into this, because I feel like the void moon here for the water element is telling us that there's a lot that we're releasing on the emotional plane. And the other thing I wanted to say with Cancer and Capricorn energy too, because Cancer is a water sign, is it does have to do with family and about finding equal time between doing the things we love and spending the time with those we love, and having a balance with our work life. So between Capricorn and Cancer, it's about finding balance between play, love, and work. And so what is the guidance here? What is the dark moon showing us that we need to work with? We need to work with attachment. Very interesting message. And I'm going to read from the book because I feel like there's a lot of inherent messages with that card. Attachment means, what are you attached to? Attachments come from expectations, built-in comfort zones, and the belief or the story that someone or something else is our happiness, or something or someone else is where we find our nurturance. This all leads us back, though, to self-worth and self-love. So the key beneath attachments, in terms of breaking them, is realizing that they're there to show us where we need to dive deeper into self-worth and self-love. Because when we are working deeply from radical self-love and self-worth, we find ourselves no longer forming attachments in our lives to things that are unhealthy. Okay, so beneath attachment usually lies a lack of self-worth or a lack of self-love in some form. And you're being asked to look at this time. The other message here is that attachments can then become a reflection of where we need to grow. So look at the attachments here as showing you, giving you a direction of where you want to grow now. We give our attachments our time and energy and our power, so we want to make sure then that whatever we do form an attachment with, that attachment actually does nourish us and it helps us grow. So the cutting edge here is recognizing which attachments we have in our lives, because we're always going to have attachments, right? But the key is to recognize which ones allow personal freedom and free will and our personal independence, which ones nurture us, bring us love, which ones do we have where when we leave, whatever the attachment is, whether it's a relationship, a job, a family, a home, a living situation, we want to check in with our emotional body here, because a negative attachment is one that's going to take from us. We're going to feel our energy depleted. That's your key here, that isn't a negative attachment. It may not have started that way in your life. It may have been a wonderful attachment, but you have now outgrown it. Interesting, I'm coughing. So there's something that's being released through communication here. Maybe there's an inner truth that you need to get to. Now, attachment can also be an attachment to habits, bad habits, foods, drinking too much, partying too much, habits that are taking up your time, distractions that are taking you away from your happiness and your mission and your goals. So for all of you that chose pile number 1, or the element of water, you need to pay close attention to what your attachments are. You also have to listen to your inner wisdom when that attachment is no longer nourishing you and it's keeping you stuck. So the key here is looking to see what in your life might be keeping you stuck. And you know, when I was thinking about this earlier, I realized that a lot of times it's an emotional pattern. And for me, the emotion I go to right away is disappointment. It's not anger, it's not frustration, it's not sadness, hate, grief, any of this. It's always disappointment. And I realized the other day, oh my gosh, I have an attachment to disappointment. That's where I need to do my work. So what is yours? Now, when I feel the disappointment, it's not heavy though, which always shows me that, wow, I've done an awful lot of work here already. So when I feel the disappointment, I'm able to work through it and move through it much faster than I used to be able to do. So I'm just giving that as an example here. The other guidance we have here is the healer of the ages. Beautiful. Isn't that wonderful that it follows attachment? So for pile number 1, the water element, there's a beautiful healing that's occurring for you now. And maybe it's a healing of these attachments that no longer serve you. And some of them are very hard to walk away from, because it could be a marriage, could be a long-term relationship, it could be a family member. It could be someone that even passed, okay? And so the healer of the ages, which almost looks like Jesus there, but they don't call him that in the book. So we're going to call him the healer of the ages. He's here to help you heal whatever it is you are working through at this time. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy. This powerful being brings the force of ancient wisdom and profound healing. The light of divine consciousness pours from his hands and heart, flowing to you with love and a powerful healing intention. This amazing energy is with you now, bringing resolution to physical, mental, and emotional ills, helping you to unblock stuck energy and revitalize your life force. Isn't it beautiful that the answer to attachment is healing? And the other answer I'm getting here is that maybe you are a healer. And so the healer of the ages is here to help you move deeper into your capacity as a healer. you can call upon this beautiful emissary of miraculous transformation whenever you need vitality, balance, or renewal. But know that at the very deepest level, an important healing is taking place in your life right now. So for the water element, beautiful message. That means that healing is on its way to you, because I feel like with the attachment too, that I feel like a lot of us, we've already gone through that. We're on the tail end of the things we've detached from. And so now that healing can come in its most profound, beautiful, and miraculous form. I love these messages. And then the clarifying messages are clarify. See the situation with open eyes. Use truth to enlighten you and make wise choices about your career and your love life. So when we go through the attachment, knowing what we're still holding on to, or at least giving thanks that we've been able to detach from it, and we're going through the healing, whatever part of our lives is going through this healing, it's bringing us to this place of profound clarity, where everything is becoming crystal clear, and we can see what it is we really desire for our love life and our career and our mission. And in our love life and career and mission, we're going to choose things that support our happiness and our well-being, because now there's no other direction we're going to go in. And the other guidance is purpose. Your purpose will become absolutely clear to you. It also means bring fulfillment and happiness into your life to inspire and empower others. So your purpose, okay, that's awesome. So I'm putting them beneath the cards, and I'm getting a message as I do so that you're getting clarity on whatever attachments you may still have, even if it's just an emotional attachment, like the example I gave of me being attached to disappointment. And the healer is the purpose, that your purpose now is to heal whatever needs to be healed. And maybe the healing needs to happen around this attachment. Perhaps this attachment could grow and blossom into something brand new. But to do so, it needs a healing first. Your purpose is to heal. And your purpose is to bring fulfillment and happiness, not only into your life, but into the lives of others, to empower others through your healing abilities. Beautiful message. And at the very end, I wanted to pull a romance card to just see what the message is for the water element around our love life. And I got playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So for the water element, it's time to play with love. Invite love in by just enjoying your life. Self-love is the key here. When you love yourself, radically love yourself, and you spend time enjoying time with you and the things that bring you passion, that playfulness will be with you every single day, and that will ignite your love life. Okay? So those are the messages for pile number 1, or the element of water. Love those messages. Now we have the element of fire, which I kind of already feel is going to be a fast one. Right? Well, makes sense that it would be fast. So the first card we have, which is the guidance. So the card I pull first is the overall message, sovereignty. It's the Queen of the Moon. So for the fire element and all the fire signs, Aries, Sag, Leo, the message that this full moon brings, and Uranus going direct, is sovereignty. It's time to be fully in your own power. It's time to lead by example, to be the leader of your own life. She is the Queen of the Moon, which means she embodies all of the moon energies. She's the goddess of all of the moons. Therefore, you have, right now in your life, you're standing at a precipice where it's about ready to go to the next level. So the fire element feels like it's very wide open and moving, and that it's going in the right direction. So let's see if we can get some further clarity here on what does the Queen of the Moon, what is her guidance? What is she telling us to do to fully embody our personal sovereignty and our personal wisdom and leadership skills to open up the doorway to spirit? Peace is coming to you now. There's a whole doorway or window of opportunities opening to you now, if you allow it to. Remember, all of these cards can also mean that you're working with the reversal of the message. So the door to spirit is saying in its upright position that everything you want is before you, but you have to believe in it and you have to open that door. In the reversal, it means there's something you're not seeing. You're entrenched in what's not working. You're looking at the glass half empty and not half full. And so then the doorway of spirit is not opening to you because you're not looking in that direction. So take it as it resonates. Let me read from the book. The door to spirit is a very powerful card here. It's number 32. Number 32 is about change. This door opens onto truly unlimited potential, for the changes that happen here reach deep into the core of your being. As such, this card often heralds your increasing powers in the spiritual arts and a deepening connection with the spirit world. Don't be surprised if you find yourself becoming more intuitive, more aware of spirit's presence, or more powerful in your own healing and wisdom practices. Now is the time to open up to the unexpected guidance and inspiration of spirit and to the magic and the power of your true identity. So right there, we're getting that authentication message, right? Open up to the truth of your identity. And then the second card we have here is community. That part of your authenticity and your identity is being with the right people, your soul family, those that see who you are, that honor your sovereignty. Sovereignty is self-empowerment. It's those souls, friendships, business, family, love interests that see you for who you truly are. They see into your soul. They are here to help authenticate you. That is your community. But it's also, the message here is about building community, reaching out, expanding perhaps upon the community you currently have into new communities, reaching out and wanting to bring friends of like mind, people of like business mind into your world. For the fire element, I'm getting a lot of messages here around career, mission, and building friendships and recognizing where your true community lies. And that's with both business and friendships, okay? And community can also involve family. And the door to spirit is your spiritual guidance showing you where your true community lies. Now, the reversal of community means that you've been feeling isolated, and you've been hermiting, that you haven't been ready to go out and meet new people, that you haven't been wanting to celebrate your life or go out with friends and celebrate. And so if you picked pile number 2, the fire element, the instructions here, the guidance is it's time to come out of hermit mode. It's time to celebrate with like-minded souls, to be out and about and enjoy your life fully. It's a time of celebration for you. I'm getting that message very strongly for the fire element. And then we have evolve. So this is the card of clarity. Where do we go from the door of spirit and community? We go into evolution. The green light is on and the time is now. Release anything that has held you back. This is your life. Be ready to evolve. So the green light is on, right? You are those butterflies flying, and they're going upward, aren't they? Everything about pile number 2 is showing me an upward energy, that you are moving ahead. You are moving up. And the second message is wisdom. Yes, you are. Wisdom is understanding, intelligence, knowledge, and the acceptance of life experience. Be wise. Do not give your power to others. What did I say about self-authenticity and sovereignty? So the reversal message here from sovereignty then is take back your power. If you've been giving your power to people that don't see your truth and don't honor it, that don't even see you, take it back, because this is your time to stand in your own truth. Speak your truth. There is wisdom. There is great wisdom waiting for you here. And not only that, you are a very wise person. So the last message here is that your wisdom is actually evolving. Your intuition is growing. Your leadership ability is expanding. Without a doubt, the fire element is about growth and expansion and movement forward. I love it. You've got great wisdom here. Use it. But you've got to stand in your own power, okay? That means your own integrity. Know what is right and what is not right for you. And lastly, I wanted to pick a romance angel, just seeing what's the guidance for the fire energy in terms of their love life. And I have chemistry. I love it. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So in your love life, there's people around you that are incredibly attracted to you. That could be that you're in the right relationships, the right friendships. The chemistry card is what I call one of the soulmate cards or the twin flame cards, that this is a very, very strong connection, whether it's friendship, whether it's significant other, love relationship, whether it's coworker, boss, family member, it doesn't matter. You are building right now the community of your soul. And that is the primary message here, along with sovereignty and speaking your truth. Love these messages. Now, the last thing I want to say about chemistry too is it could be a signal for you, if you're single, that a very powerful romantic person is going to be coming into your life soon. Okay? Beautiful messages. Let's go on now to pile 3, which is my earth pile. And we have the Moldavite. I'll put that over here. What messages does the earth have for us? So the very first card is your significator. It's the card that is guiding everything here. It's the focus. The focus is on new beginnings. It's the new moon. And here we are in a full moon, but that full moon is guiding you towards the new moon, towards something very new wanting to come into your life. Wow. I think I might take a break here for a moment and take a glass of water. Something's going on here with throat chakra today, and just kind of pay attention. Maybe this is for the earth energy in particular. Is there something about your throat or speaking your truth that might need to come in here? New beginnings. Something is awaiting you here. Something is wanting to have a fresh start, or it's already begun. 2 ways to look at this card. 1, you're already on this pathway. You've already gone through the portal. You're on a fresh start in your life already, and you're very open to what's going to come next. The second way to look at it is there's a new beginning awaiting you. And there's certain things that you may need to still complete or finish or create for this new beginning to take ground. So let's look at the cards that are guiding us into these new beginnings. The world. I'm getting the traveler here. Maybe you're wanting to travel the world. Maybe you're moving. Perhaps you're traveling to a new career, traveling to a new home. Maybe you're traveling away from one relationship and going to another. But that card of the world is the traveler, the soul that's ready to expand their reality. But you're looking at it from the framework that the world is your oyster, that there's so much more you want to experience and learn. And I'm getting a message for pile number 3, or the earth energy, that perhaps you're in school or you're going back to school, or maybe you're learning something, you're reading books, taking classes. I'm getting a very strong learning energy here, as well as wanting to travel and just explore new things. And we often think of exploration as going somewhere far away. That's not the case. We can explore new things by just picking up a new book, finding out new restaurants or new foods to try. Reinventing our life just slightly is a new frontier, right? Anything new is what we want to bring in here, because that is going to open up our world for us. So let me see if there's any other extra messages I have here from number 29, which is number 11. You're manifesting something in your life, aren't you? This card is reminding you to expand your vision and contemplate broader options. So there's also that message of expanding your vision. Do not think inside the box, think outside the box. This could specifically be referring to creating or expanding to a more global network through the internet or social marketing. But drawing this card lets you know that you have unlimited resources available to you at this time. Now, the reversal of the World card is feeling like you have no options. So I want to read both the upright and the reversal. Feel the upright card is what you're going to work with, the unlimited thinking man or woman. But the reversal would be someone who feels like they're in a box and they don't have options. So if that is you, I want you to look at where you feel stuck. Remember I said stuck in the very beginning of this video, and recognize that the world is waiting for you. There's something the world is waiting for from you. What is it you are wanting to bring or needing to bring to the world? I'm getting a strong mission or career emphasis here, life purpose. So let's look at the next guidance to see if we can get more information. We have the thinking woman. Okay, thinking woman or man. And there she's holding a book, isn't she? So in this card, and we have the stairs, I believe, behind her. Yes, so she's getting ready to go somewhere new. And we have the butterfly again, which is emergence. A lot of symbolism in this card. It's time for you to move on from something that is no longer serving you because it's stagnant. It's already done what it's needed to do in your life. It's time to move on. And you're moving towards something new, but you're really needing to think about it and plan. You're afraid almost, I'm getting that the fear here with pile number 3 is you're afraid to make the wrong choice. And that's okay. You can think about it, you can research it, you can get more skilled on it if you want to go and do a new job, but you don't feel like you're quite ready. Then the answer is pick up a course, go back to school. But do something. Do not stay stuck where you're at. The thinking woman also means that someone very important may be entering your life that's going to offer you a great opportunity, a new career. Maybe they're going to offer you abundance. Yeah, the message here is you're ready to lead yourself into higher understanding. This woman could be a friend who helps you express and understand your feelings. She could even be a teacher brought into your life at this time to help you with your new directions. But again, it could also be a job opportunity, a career opportunity. It can even be a new love interest with a woman or a man who is very thoughtful, conscious, and aware. But the last message here, isn't that interesting? I was having something in my throat at the beginning. Find your voice and let your wisdom shine. So it's about allowing your wisdom to shine and finding your voice. So something about finding your voice is taking you into this new beginning, but it's also about shining, becoming visible. Well, yes, if you're going to enter the world platform, that means you're going to need to become visible. So this is about visibility, right? It's not only about study and making sure you're ready, thinking it through clearly and decisively, but now it's about being visible, getting out there in the world. So I'm finding that pile number 3 has some of the remnants of pile number 2. So if you're listening to this one, you may want to go back to pile number 2 and also listen to that one. And the third card, this is the only one I got 3 cards for, is the sun. It's time to shine. It's time to find your voice and shine, to be creative. There's all this amazing creativity that I feel you have, and they're just telling you the world is waiting for this. But please, absolutely, give yourself the time to think it through, to have the plan in place where you're going to feel comfortable, okay? All of these piles are pushing us beyond our comfort zone. But with pile number 3, which is the earth pile, it makes sense that you're going to be the pile that's going to be the most cautious, right? And you want to think it through. You may want to make sure you're setting in the plans, getting the details down. You're making the connections with the right people. You're bringing in the people you want to work with this on, okay? And the thinking woman is telling you that the helpful people are around you. But it's time to shine in the world, to move forward. And the last message is, this will bring you infinity. There is no end to your triumphs. Feel the magic that floats in the air. You're going to get your wish. You're going to get your dream. What you want is going to come into fruition. And it is coming in through diligent planning. It is. Okay, even the beginnings card, if you look at it, it's a portal, but it's very grounded on the earth, right? So you have to work through it in terms of what the reality is bringing to you. And you're working with your reality, and then you're building upon that. But what you're going to get is what you want. There is unlimited potentiality waiting for you. I love that message. And so to complete pile number 3, I asked, what do the romance angels want to bring in any guidance in our love life at this time? And I got religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing, okay, or your spiritual upbringing. This is about any religious upbringing, spiritual path, and belief system. So right now, your love life is being guided by what you believe in. But it's also being guided by the fact that, this is my ascension card. I take in the romance angels, I work with the religious factors card as you're on the pathway of your own personal evolution and ascension. You're on your spiritual path right now, and that is affecting your love life in a positive way, okay? Yes, it could mean that your romantic partner is going to be someone who's on a different pathway. Maybe they come from a different background. That's okay. The connection between you is going to be a very powerful spiritual connection. This is a soulmate and beyond soulmate connection. It is a divine counterpart that is coming into your life. But that divine counterpart that is in your life or coming into your life is going to do so because you're fully on and dedicated to your spiritual pathway and your movement forward into embodying your mission on this earth and taking on the worldly mission. I love this message. I feel like for pile number 3, it's very much about your mission, okay? Beautiful messages. So let's complete now with the last pile, which is the air pile. Pile number 3, which is the fluorite heart. What is the guiding light? What is the focus from the air element, which would be Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra? The focus is discernment, which is the waxing gibbous moon. That's actually the moon we just had before the full moon. So there's a timing message here. Could mean that the next waxing gibbous which will be the middle of February, is going to be a very important time for you. And maybe this last waxing gibbous that happened here on Saturday, Sunday was very important as well, and to pay attention to that. But the word is discernment, which is a very big word for air energies, right? Discernment. They're always discerning, judging, wanting greater clarity on things. Take care in your choices at this time. Look carefully and judge wisely. There may have been something difficult going on around you that was hard for you to see, something that was maybe obscured, it was not clear, but now it will be revealed to you. So I'm getting here that whatever was obscured or cloudy, or you couldn't see clearly through it, or you couldn't get your own clear messages, that the clouds are being removed, and either you're getting inner clarity, or there's clarity coming into a situation in your life, and you're going to be able to see it clearly now. All of us, if we are engaged in life, make good decisions and poor ones. Sometimes we even make spectacularly bad ones. All of us get hurt. We all hurt others. We all learn. We forget. We fall over and we fall over again and get up. But hopefully we all grow and we all change. We are able to spot where our sore points are and to fix them if we so choose. We are able to take a good hard look at what is painfully recurring in our lives and deal with it. So the secret here is discernment, but it's real discernment. Making it a priority to take the time to ensure that you have clear judgment. Really looking at the fine print before you buy. So the overall themes of this part of the moon cycle, the waxing gibbous, is action and will. It's a time of growth. It's a time of breaking patterns that are not serving you. It's also a time of gathering wisdom. I love that message. So let's see what it is we're needing to discern. I love it. We have cornucopia. Number 11, we are manifesting absolute abundance. It could be financial. It could be love abundance. It could be material in some other form. It could be an abundance of an emotion, an abundance of joy, an abundance of feeling really good about yourself. Cornucopia means the universe is pouring its abundance upon you. Are you ready to receive? Okay, so there's the message. Are you ready to receive? Because you can only receive as much as you are ready for. Sit and think about that one and discern what is it you are ready to receive. Because the universe may be bringing in an abundance of many things, but you may not want every one of those things. So you may need to pick and choose what is right for you and let the rest go. And the other guidance here with discernment is the door to value. It's asking you, what do you value? So the discernment is around abundance, but abundance in terms of what gives your life meaning and what gives your life value. Do you value money above all things? Do you value doing an excellent job? Do you value the mission you're on in this earth? Do you value love? What do you truly value? Because those two cards go hand in hand. It's so interesting. Both of them are the universe opening up abundance to you. Again, are you ready? Or are you closed down? You have to open up your own internal compass that I am worthy and I have so much value that I'm going to receive the most that I could possibly receive from the universe at this time. This is where you're at right now. Only you can decide your value. And then that doorway is just waiting to open up for you, okay? And it could bring in value in so many different forms. So many different forms. Let's look and see if there's an added message here. Yeah, you're opening up to a place that's filled with light and bright potential. Okay, so it's not only about value, it's about light and it's about potential. Money is a commodity, but so is time, tranquility, and love. Choose to open the doors of these wonderful experiences yourself, and that's where you're going to find real value. So the other message here is that the most valuable things in our world aren't actually money. They're peace, they're our time, they're love, and they're our joy. So you get to decide what you want to open your doorway to value for right now. That is a gorgeous message. Now let's complete with the last clarifiers here of what that's going to bring you, or what messages are going to help you decide your pathway of abundance and your doorway to value. Having faith. The doorway to your value, self-love and self-value, is faith. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. Okay, that's a very big message. Have trust that everything is as it is meant to be right now. Okay? So for some of you, you may have felt stuck and you're not feeling like the abundance you want is coming to you. And so this is the message from the universe telling you the abundance is right around the corner, but they want you to have faith. And if it's not right here, right now, knocking on your door, have faith that it soon will be, but move away from fear, because the opposite of abundance is lack, right? So with pile number 4, the air energy or air element pile, you're dealing with maybe some form of lack that you're having to work through right now. So release any beliefs or thought forms you have around lack and replace them with faith and trust. And your affirmation could be, I am receptive to receiving everything the universe wants to give me that is going to fill my heart with peace, love, and well-being. That's a beautiful mantra. And the last clarifier here is balance. Are you doing too much? So there could be a message there too. With the 4th pile of air, I feel like you could be working too hard too. Okay, so are you doing too much? So in order to receive, you have to stop doing, right? You have to balance out doing with being, because it's hard to receive when all you're doing all the time is working, 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 working. Then you're closed down to receiving. Take time to rest, rejuvenate, and find balance in all areas of your life. A change now will build a strong foundation for your future. So the core themes opening up your cornucopia and your door to value and well-being and abundance is having faith over fear and balance, looking at your life and where you can bring in more balance and harmony. Okay? Those are very profound messages. So I want to look at right now, what is the last message from the romance angels? And just as I'm doing that, I want to say one more thing about balance. I feel like when you're practicing self-love and self-value, and you're really opening up to saying yes to the universe, I'm ready to receive that, it's also going to create more balance in your life. So it's not just about you seeing where you can bring more balance into your life. It's about allowing yourself to receive, and that receiving will help create more balance as well. So in terms of your love message for your love life, I got romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Couple messages around that. That means that whatever you're feeling at this time, it's real, and it's time for you to start looking at your feelings, don't discard them. You know, when we're dealing with air element, which is the mental body, we tend to live in our minds more than our heart and our emotions. And so the guidance here in your love corner is don't do that. Dive into your heart, into your emotional body, and work with your feelings. Be real with your feelings. Ask yourself, how do I really feel? Again, this is about self-love. And know that if there's a person around you that you're with or that's coming into your life soon, that it's going to be mutual. The feelings are going to be on both sides. And the beauty of it is, with whoever this partner is in your life, I feel like they're emotionally open, or they will be. And you want to bring in a relationship, whether it's love or friendship, where you can sit down and talk about everything under the sun in terms of your heart language. That is very important for pile number 4, to speak the language of love from the heart. And for some of you, the message is, that are single or just dating someone, what I'm getting here is I'm confirming that what you feel is real and that they feel the same. So let's see if they can tell you that. Let's see if they can express it, okay? So in terms of love, the feelings are not only worth exploring, but they're also mutual. Sending you all a giant hug.